practice went today?
Yeah, it was a good practice. Obviously, things to keep working on. I think you can probably just copy and paste the other times we've done media. So I think it's really good. We're starting to see some of our travel squad guys start to separate themselves and know the guys that we can probably sink a little bit more reps into now that we've had pretty much most of our install, if not all. So I know offensively we've got a few things to add, but defensively we've got pretty much the whole install in. Now it's just a matter of cleaning it up and being assignment sound and making sure that we're executing with the right technique.
All right, let's go Alex and then Mitch.
Coach, I'm just curious on what you've seen from Miles Davis so far in camp, and I guess not just in camp, but kind of in the time that you've had him in his transition from wide receiver in high school to running back now.
Yeah, very athletic, tough kid, and he's elusive. He knows how to run with the ball in his hands, and so he's got the great instincts of a natural runner, feeling pressure and knowing how to avoid it, and then no one really gets a clean shot on him. So I think in the scrimmage, I think A-Rod had mentioned how well he did is because he's just a hard guy to tackle, and then you combine that with the willingness to learn. I think he's got a tremendous amount of potential. So we'll see how it works. Plus, he can catch the ball, so he has that ability to do it out of the backfield, and we'll see what else he can put together. But so far, we've been really, really happy with the progress that we've seen from him all the way from last year to now.
Kalani, I'm curious, what makes starting quarterback decisions so significant for your program, but really any college football program, in your opinion? What makes these decisions so significant?
Well, for us, it's to see if you're having a difficult time like we are, that means that you got a good group, And so it's two things: either you don't have a good group or you have a good group, and we feel like we have a lot of confidence in these three guys, and then feel really comfortable with the guys that are behind them and the guys that we're seeing improve and get better. So I feel really good about the whole room. I know A-Rod does, and it's just a matter of the guy winning out the spot outright, and as long as they keep performing and doing well, all three of them individually, then they're going to make it really hard for us. But for the coaching staff, we have to figure out the guys that are going to put us in a position to have the most success, and that's what we're trying to figure out in the next few practices.
And just to follow up, after having two more practices since that first scrimmage over the weekend, which quarterback is showing that separation that maybe you guys wanted to see?
All three are showing great separation from the rest. I mean, it's really close right now. So we'll have to. I mean, there's going to be some moments where we're going to have to make some decisions on how to, function from here on out. But they're making it really difficult on us, and that's a really good sign.
Do you expect the decision to come after maybe this weekend, after Saturday's practice?
Hard to forecast. I can't just say it right now when we're going to have that done. I know it'll be done before the game. But the sooner the better for all of us.
Thanks, Kalani.
All right, let's go Jay and then Jake.
Kalani, how's the air conditions, the smoke affected what you guys are doing? And did you have to go inside again today? I know the Fan Fest was canceled tonight. So what's going on with the air conditions in your team?
Yeah, we've had to go inside. We've had most of our practices indoors because of the air. I just go off of what our sports medicine department says, and if it's even questionable, we'll go inside. So I don't want these guys filling up their lungs with that smoke that's out there. And there's a lot of guys that have a lot of things to consider, whether it's asthma or other things that had to do with respiratory issues. So we want to be smart, and our first game is going to be indoors, so hopefully they get control of the smoke, and we can get outside and get some sunlight. We'd like to get that done, but until then, we're just going to keep operating by following the leadership of our sports medicine department, which we have a lot of faith in.
Kalani, you've had to rebuild this defensive line, or I guess essentially reload to replace the guys you lost from last year's team. How have they looked so far in camp?
Yeah, really good. They've held their own. They're going against a really big physical O line, and so I think they've done some really. I think it's helped them become better. That's helped our team last year, and so because our O line is not going to slow down for anybody, and so I think especially with the ones. So I think it's kind of like, hey, here you are, try to defend it, and that's been really good learning experience for our players. But it's not like a lot of them are brand new to it. I want to remind everybody that there's a lot of guys that are playing on our D line that have game time experience and have ability. So I know we lost some production and some guys to the NFL, but we feel really good about the guys that are coming back and feel good about the size that we have and the amount of reps and experience that they have. So we'll just have to prove it on the field.
One guy I wanted to ask about in particular is Nice Amahe, a really interesting story, him playing in 2019, then misses the entire year last year. Can you kind of just lay out how he's done so far in camp coming back from missing an entire season?
Yeah, he's been really, really good. He's been a good person to fill the shoes of Kairos Tonga. So, I believe he and Caden has done a great job being that big presence up front. And then also, Jacob Paulu's done a great job there too, as well as Joshua Singh. So there's a lot of guys that can do that. And then there's some guys that are athletic but not as big and not as stout as those guys, like Earl Mariner and others that we have in the mix, Gabe Summers, others. We're going to be fine. I really feel good about the personnel. We just keep telling them that no one believes in them, and so they got to go out there and prove it. So hopefully, they can get it done on September 4th.
Here we're going to do last two questions, Jacob and then Greg.
Yeah, Coach, just looking at the release of the AP Top 25 poll coming out, a couple of your opponents listed in that list. What's the reaction been from the guys in terms of motivating factor, being left out on that list and also going into the first week against Arizona? Is it something that they're using to fuel, or is it more of a, hey, we're just going to pay attention to week one?
I haven't even looked at it myself, so I don't know if the guys are even focused on that. I don't think that's a focus that they're trying to learn their plays and learn their technique, and we have goals, and so but that stuff doesn't. We're not that type of team where we have to worry about things like that. We're just going to try to perform at our best. We're going to keep it simple for our guys. Just try to be at their best and see what happens. So that other stuff doesn't really motivate these guys.
Hey, Kalani, what kind of camp has it been for the Nakua brothers?
It's been good. We've had, I think Fessie's mentioned it before that we've had to be really smart with their progress, but I really believe they're going to have a huge presence on our offense. I mean, they already have a good presence with our team and the camaraderie and the chemistry between Puka and Samson and the rest of the team. It's awesome. So I think they're loving guys that know how to connect with people, and they're really great for our locker room. Such team first guys, and so really, really good to have them in our program.
Thank you.
All right, that's it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Be safe.